Hi there. Today we're going to discuss algebraic expressions. Today we're going to learn how to evaluate algebraic expressions. We're going to define variables, and we're going to write algebraic expressions. How to evaluate an algebraic expression. We're going to replace each variable with given values. Our second step is to evaluate using the order of operations, and then we're going to simplify. Example 1. Evaluate 2 times the quantity n plus 3 if n equals negative 4. So our first step is that we are going to substitute negative 4 wherever we see an n, because this is our given value. So we're going to have 2 times the quantity negative 4 plus 3. Okay, and our order of operation tells us that we should evaluate our parentheses first. So negative 4 plus 3 equals negative 1. And then after that, all we have to do is evaluate 2 times negative 1, and that equals negative 2. Our next example is evaluate 8w minus 2v if w equals 5 and v equals 3. So here now we're going to substitute every time we see a w, we're going to put a 5, and every time we see a v, we're going to put a 3. So let's rewrite our expression by substituting. So we have 8 times w, which is 5, minus 2 times v, which equals 3. So order of operations tells us we can now multiply our 8 times 5, and that equals 40. So now I'm just going to write the rest of my expression. And then now I can evaluate my 2 times 3, so 40 minus 6, and that leaves me with 34. Okay. So my third example is 4y cubed plus 2. And we're going to evaluate it if y equals 3. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to substitute our values. So we're left with 4 times 3 to the third power plus 2. Now, what's really important about this situation is that you have to understand that the only thing that's being cubed is y, or 3. So the first thing we're going to do is evaluate our exponent. So 3 cubed equals 27. 3 times 3 times 3. And then I'm just going to write down the rest of the expression. Now I can evaluate 4 times 27, which equals 108. And then I'm just going to write down the rest of the expression, plus 2. And then now I can evaluate my addition, and that equals 110. Okay, so now we're going to get into some real life examples where you're going to see these formulas and when you're going to have to substitute. So athletic trainers use the formula 3 times the quantity 220 minus A over 5, where A is a person's age, to find their minimum training heart rate. Find Latrina's minimum training heart rate if she is 15 years old. So here, we're going to substitute the variable, which is A, which is the person's age. We're going to substitute 15 for Latrina. So we're going to start by rewriting the expression first. So 3 times 220 minus 15 over 5. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to evaluate our parentheses first. So we have 3 times 205 over 5. Now what we're going to do is we're going to evaluate our multiplication on top. So 3 times 205, that equals 615 over 5. Now we can do our division because we just have a number on top of another number. So now 615, that equals 123. So in this example, it's 123 beats per minute. Okay. I have one more real life example for you before we move on. This is in relation to rewriting a Fahrenheit temperature as a Celsius temperature. And this is the equation right here. So if you're given the Fahrenheit, you can find out what the degrees Celsius it is. Okay, so here they gave us our Fahrenheit as 77 degrees. So wherever we see our F for Fahrenheit, we're going to substitute 77. So I'm going to start off by substituting 5 times 77 minus 32 over 9. Order of operations tells us I have to do my um, parentheses first. So I have 5 times 45 over 9. Now I can evaluate my 5 times 45. That equals 225 over 9. And so now I can evaluate and divide 225 over 9, and that equals 25, and this is in degrees Celsius. Okay, now we're going to talk about how to write expressions. So the first thing you're going to have to do is write the situation in words. Second thing you're going to have to do is define the variable. And the third thing is you're going to translate all of the words into numbers and expressions. Okay? So here we go. We're talking about Marissa. She wants to buy a DVD player that costs $150. She already saved $25 and plans to save an additional $10 each week. Write an expression that represents the total amount of money that Marissa saved after any number of weeks. So the first thing is we're going to do is we're going to write the situation in words. So she has a savings of $25 plus $10 each week. So the variable is basically something we don't know. What can change? Well, the number of weeks changes. So we're going to represent the number of weeks with the letter W. So now the expression now becomes 25 plus means addition. $10 each week means 10 times the number of weeks. So here we're going to have our expression is 25 plus 10W. And that represents the total saved after any number of weeks. And that means after 5 weeks, 10 weeks, 30 weeks, whichever. Okay, after we've created an expression, now we can use this to kind of solve some problems. So here's an example where it says, refer to example 5, which was about Marissa. Will Marissa have enough money saved to buy the $150 DVD player in 11 weeks? So we're going to use this expression 25 plus 10W, which was the $25 plus 10 times the number of weeks. So now we're just going to substitute the number of weeks, and here they gave us 11. So 25 plus 10 times 11. Okay, so first we're going to do is evaluate the multiplication. So we have 25 plus 110. And then now we can solve this. 25 plus 110 equals $135. So Marissa only has $135 saved. So if we're going back to the question, it's will she have enough money? So the answer to that is no, she's not going to have enough money. Because $135 is less than the $150. So she does not have enough. Okay, and then I'm just going to follow up with just one more example for you. We're going to talk about Leah, and Leah has already read 20 pages in a book. She plans to read 5 pages each day from now on. Write an expression that represents the total number of pages she will have read in D days. So, in words, she read 20 pages, plus she's reading 5 pages per day. So the question is, what is my variable? What is the thing that can change? Well, we're going to let D represent the number of days because we don't know how many days it is. It can change. So our expression now has to take whatever it is in words up here and change them into numbers and expressions. So we have 20 our plus means addition, and then we have 5 times the number of days. So the expression is 20 plus 5D represents the number of pages Leah reads in D days. So the expression 20 plus 5D represents the total number of pages Leah will read in D days. Will Leah have read more than 60 pages in 5 days? So we're going to start off again with our expression. So 20 plus 5D. And what information were we given? We were given 7 days. So we're just going to take this information and substitute it first. Okay. Now with order of operations, I'm going to evaluate 5 times 7 first. So 20 plus 35. And then when I evaluate 20 plus 35, I get 55. So after 7 days, she's only going to read 55 pages. So the question was, will Leah have read more than 60 pages? The answer is no, she's not going to read that many. We have 55 pages is less than 60. So she will not read more than 60 pages in 7 days. Okay, so today we evaluated simple algebraic expressions. I hope that video was helpful. Thank you. Bye.